Hello everybody and welcome back. It's me, a chimpanzee. How are you guys doing this fine evening? I know I am doing just super great. Okay, full disclosure guys, it's been a long day. I'm really tired. I have I have stuff going on tomorrow and throughout the weekend. So it was unlikely that I'd be able to do this stream. I was thinking about postponing it till tomorrow, but I have other stuff going on. It doesn't look like it's going to happen. Later in the weekend, I would have probably been until Monday before I'd get a chance to stream again. And I already didn't really get a chance to stream earlier this week. I was planning to do a stream of what's it called? Either Solar Ash or what's the other game I've been playing recently? The Steel Rising. I was planning to do another stream of one of those games earlier this week. Didn't pan out, but I needed to get, you guys know me, I need to get to my bread and butter, I need to get to my One Piece, and show y'all some love, show Oda some love, and yeah, I'm excited, but I'm starting a little later than I was hoping to. I just had stuff going on, sorry about that, but I think it should still be a good time. It's going to be a little bit chiller of a stream than usual. For one, I didn't pregame quite as much as I normally do. I do have a little bit of a rum and coke going, but I am just trying to cut back on. I'm on a bit of a health kick, so I'm trying to cut back on drinking in general. But anyway, without further ado, let's talk about this chapter, right? So I haven't read it yet, but the last chapter of One Piece was an interesting one. It was kind of contentious. I think. Okay, so. The last chapter, I lost a huge bet. That's what y'all missed from last time. Is that I had so for anyone who didn't know, back when we got chapter 1000, this was like 2 years ago. I made a huge bet with a couple of like friends from a server that I'm in, where we would talk about like One Piece. It was a previous server for a podcast that used to exist about One Piece. Me and a few friends made a bet back then that this dream that was mentioned in chapter 1000, basically they bet that it was something more than just becoming the Pirate King. At the time, the scan sort of suggested that it was just the dream of becoming the Pirate King, but as more chapters came out, as the official release came out, as the episode came out, the episode adaptation, the anime adaptation of chapter 1000 came out in what's it fucking called? The anime. God damn it. Can you tell I'm a little tired? Can you tell I'm a little drowsy? It's okay. We're still gonna have a good time. This is gonna be a bit of a loopy stream. It's gonna be a chill stream. We're gonna have a good time. Anyway, so I made a bet that, hey guys, you're overthinking this shit. It's probably just the dream Luffy's always stated. Last chapter we got definitive proof that Luffy has a second component to his dream, or a dream beyond the dream of becoming the Pirate King. So I lost, I took the L on that one, I explained my reasoning, but overall, I kind of had to, I had to hold that L. So I made good on those bets. You can ask Hot Boy, Vale, shout out to you boys. Hope y'all doing well. Hope y'all appreciating the fruits of your big brain labors. Calling, even though, in hindsight, I probably should have, seeded the bet a while ago, because or shouldn't have made it in the first place, because it was definitely a hasty move on my part. But whatever, man. I'm a man of my word. I made good on it. Let the record show that I am. I don't think Vale or Hotbear are going to be in this stream, but yeah, let the record show that I made good on it. I made good on it. I'm a man of my word. So okay. My word is my bond, as I say. Okay, anyway, so it was a good chapter overall, though. I'm trying to remember exactly what happened. It was, Luffy and the crew were hanging out. They talked about Luffy's dream. We got some great crew interaction. There was something in the middle of the chapter. It was, oh yeah, the fucking Death Star. Fucking Eam destroyed, basically wiped an island off the map. We don't know exactly how. It could be fucking Uranus. It could be Eam as like a map fruit. That was something people were discussing in the chat, where he crosses an island off the map and then that thing literally disappears. That would also explain how the red line maybe got erected in the first place, is that he just fucking drew a fucking thing around the middle of the globe, and that led to you know, the red line becoming a thing in the first place. Who knows, man? Whatever fucking did that just makes Eam and, you know, the Gorosei very intimidating. It was a great moment, like really dramatic moment. Definitely one of the most like heavy things that's happened in the series in a while. Some were saying maybe like the darkest moment in all of One Piece. I don't know. I'm not willing to go that far. I feel like Sabo possibly could have saved everyone. Who knows? It is One Piece. Oda doesn't like finality. He doesn't like murdering characters if it's unnecessary. So who knows what, you know, what we're led to take away from that situation. Although it looks pretty dire. It looked pretty fucked up. But anyway, without further ado, let's get into chapter 1061. This one is called Egghead. Chapter 1061 is called Egghead, the Island of the Future. So it looks like we might be about to get a Vegapunk arc, or at very least, something related to Dr. Vegapunk. I would be very surprised if that's where... Oh, you know what? Wait. Isn't Egghead the island that Frankie landed on? The one that he spent time on that was like Vegapunk's hometown? Am I right about that? Am I wrong about that? Is that where we're going? Shit, that'd be crazy. That would be wild. Hold on. All right. Let me go ahead and remove the intro. Okay. All right. So, Egghead, the Island of the Future. So, are we about to... So, we're either going to get a Frankie flashback to what Frankie was actually doing during the time skip, which would be fucking nuts, for one, because we've never gotten, like... Outside of, like, Luffy's training, we've never gotten, like, any flashbacks to what anyone was doing during the time skip. I guess... We did get a brief flashback with Zoro training with Mihawk, and we did get it during the Pika fight. And we did get a brief flashback when Robin was fighting Black Maria with her training with Koala and Sabo and Hack, Oda's self-insert character. I guess we've seen a little bit, but not enough to like really go into it. So it sounds like we're going to be getting deep into Vegapunk stuff, which I am all fucking for. Like, on the one hand, I was kind of excited to see a more like kind of lighthearted sort of in-between arc between Wano and whatever like the big thing is next. So that could potentially be Elbaf. That could potentially be Raftel. It could potentially be Lodestar Island. It could be, you know, like Egghead, the Island of the Future. I'm still like, I would love like kind of like almost like a what's it called? Like a Davy back fight redux in a way to kind of like break up the action a little bit, allow us to kind of have a little bit of downtime with the crew, have some good comedy, maybe a little bit of adventure on an uncharted island or an island that is unknown. That would be cool, but we'll see what happens. You know, I'm along for the ride. I'm not gonna, you know, cast my judgments on anything too swiftly. We'll see what happens. Alright, so we got Germa 66's Cold-Blooded Voyage, Volume 19, Time to Escape, Niji and Yonji are free. So they successfully freed Niji and Yonji. This whole thing this cover arc feels a little weird, and I'm liking the characters involved. Like I like the Big Mom Pirates. I like Germa 66. I think they're interesting. I'm excited to see where this alliance between Germa and what's his name? Caesar goes, because Caesar is clearly gonna, you know, both of these guys have history with Vegapunk. Like, Judge has history with Vegapunk, Caesar has history with Vegapunk. I assume they were both part of MADS, which is also what Queen was a part of as well, like that kind of like research group that Vegapunk was leading. It's hard to say where this is gonna go, but I'm excited to like learn more, and it seems like we're kind of, now that we're getting Egghead, the Island of the Future, which I'm pretty sure is the island Frankie spent time on, it seems like we're kind of like getting deep in, like we're finally getting like payoff to like all this build up around Vegapunk, which is great. I'm very excited to see where that leads. I've been very curious to see where that would go for a long time. So yeah, let's see where this goes. Okay. Okay, so last we left our heroes, oh my god, I peeked over on the left panel. So, oh shit. Okay. So last we left our heroes, they were kind of heading towards what seemed to be a winter island. And now that I remember, Egghead Island or whatever was a winter island. So that's interesting. And it's interesting that Frankie has like history there, you know what I'm saying? That's also neat. I'm curious to see where this goes. So they were heading towards a winter island. They're not entirely sure where. It's the island to the the southeast of Wano on the Grand Lines, because they, you know, Kid, Law, and Luffy pulled straws, and Luffy pulled the short straw, so he has to go to the island furthest away from, like, a forward momentum, you know, into the new world. So, let's see. So, after that, they were heading in that direction. Chopper got blown away by a gust of wind, because he's wearing a fucking, you know, one of those wide brim hats, the one that Oars Jr. was wearing. And Luffy basically went to grab him. They both got blown away. And Zoro cut a fucking giant mushroom water fucking updrift in half. And out popped Bonnie. Jewelry Bonnie, member of the worst generation. So I'm actually really excited to see, like, this is a fun introduction to a character we've been wanting to see more of for a while. I know some people were hoping it would be like a character we haven't heard of or haven't met yet. I'm fine with it being Bonnie. Like, obviously, I know some people are worried that, like, Bonnie being so connected to, like, guys like Kuma and guys like potentially Sabo. She was literally at the Reverie. So, like, we're about to get, like, probably some sort of Reverie lore dump of some kinds. At very least, like, we're gonna, like, she's gonna be able to, like, teach us stuff that we want to know. But I'm down with that. I'm down with that, because that doesn't necessarily mean we're going directly into a conflict with the world government. That doesn't necessarily mean we're going to meet Kuma right away, but getting more information on these characters that have been incredibly important and, like, crucial to the plot, and, like, some of the characters that I've been interested in the most, like, you know, the relationship between Bonnie and Kuma specifically as a character is someone that I've wanted to know more about for years. So, to me, this is cool. I'm excited to see where this goes, and even I also just like Bonnie. I like that she's, like, you know, I like her power and the way that she can, like, change ages. I like that she is, like, the big eater, you know, kind of rowdy girl stereotype. I really like her fit in general. I like her outfit. I like her big hat, her fucking stockings, and, like, her fucking you know, suspenders and shit. She's cute. She's funny. I'm excited to see how she fits in with the Straw Hat crew. But yeah, let's see it. So who's that? She just popped out of the water, hurtling through the air. So Luffy grabs Bonnie, and I think last we saw her, she is currently pedo bait. You know, she is shrunken down to a child for some reason. I don't fucking know why. Maybe to get out of a situation that she had been in before. Gas, cough, cough, pant. Cough, I'm saved, says Chopper, or Bonnie, I don't know. This panel's fucking confusing. Who's there? Wait, where did that monster go? So she looks down. It's still below us. Look down. Good, she seems safe, but just how far is Luffy gonna keep flying? Okay, so this is actually cool. Like, Luffy and Chopper are still getting blown away, which is pretty funny. This is some real adventure piece. This actually feels great. Like, we haven't had a moment like this where we're running into like just like actual terror on, like, the sea. Kind of since, like, we haven't seen anything quite like this since, I would say, the way down, or maybe the way up from Fishman Island, or the way down to Fishman Island, when we had, like, when they had to, like, fight against, like, the fucking octopus, the fucking kraken and stuff. So this is really cool. I'm liking what we're seeing so far. I'm liking that there's environmental hazards. That's something that a lot of people highly associate with One Piece, especially pre-time skip. And it's really exciting to see it happen again. Like, it's good that Oda's bringing this stuff back. This is what you want to see from an adventure series. So it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Good, she seems safe. Just how far is Luffy going to keep flying? I think that runt's trying to say something. She said, look down. Is that what Sanji said? Huh? And then you got this giant fucking shark. Jesus Christ. You got the Meg down here, about to swallow the Sunny whole. God damn. So Jinbei is a shark bro, so he should be able to talk this shark bro down, I think, right? This is great. I love a giant fish swallowing a ship. Like, I remember as a kid, I was really into that scene in Pinocchio, where, like, Pinocchio gets swallowed by, what's that monster's name? That giant, like, whale monster. Fuck. Oh, God, I wish I remembered. Pinocchio gets swallowed by, like, a giant whale. And, like, basically, that's how he finds Geppetto. Like, that's how he reunites with Geppetto. Geppetto is in the whale's, like, stuck in the whale's, like, fucking digestive system. Just, like, chilling. Just, like, inside of his mouth. Like, just, like, chilling with his boat. Just, like, shipwrecked inside of a whale's mouth. And, like, there's a bunch of other shipwrecks in there. It's really cool. It's, like, a really imaginative environment. We haven't gotten stuck in a giant sea monster's mouth since Laboon, like, Laboon swallowed the ship. So this would be interesting. I actually am curious if they're actually going to get swallowed. I imagine they'll dodge, because this doesn't seem like Laboon. I guess. It's not quite as big as Laboon. I doubt there's as much room to move around in there. But I like the aesthetic. I fuck with it. There's something scary beneath us. Let's scream. Let's scram. I thought they said let's scream before it reaches. On 3, let's scream, okay? There's something scary beneath us. Let's scram before it surfaces. Oh, shit. Is it a robot? It's got a fucking, like... It looks kind of, like, weird and, like, metallic and, like, artificial. It's got, like, words on the side of it. It bites up. They barely dodge. Cool, man. What the hell is this thing? A shark? No, it's too big. And it's made of metal. Okay, this is pretty cool. This is pretty fun. I like that they're fighting a big metal shark. I wonder if Frankie will pick up on where they are, because I think Frankie has been to this island, right? Like, it's a snowy island. This is where he spent the time skip, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on tight. It's going to be a rough landing. Not good. Luffy and the others fell in the sea. Frankie, take the helm. Steer the ship over to us. You got it. So, Jinbei already abandoning his post as the helmsman. What a fucking embarrassment. Honestly. No, I mean, obviously this was, you know, this is like the utility reason for why you have a fishman on the crew, is if someone falls in the water, he can get them out of it pretty fast. That's actually extremely useful. Like, he's being he's pulling his weight right now, even if he's not, like, being a good helmsman and saying, hey, Frankie, steer the ship. You know, Frankie, take the wheel. Just like Jesus, you should let Jesus take the wheel as well. Frankie is akin to a Christ figure in my mind. All right. I mean, Frankie definitely knows more about what the fucking ship can do. Like, he just made a fucking, like, propeller thing come down at the bottom. That's gonna, like, propel them forward super fast. Like, Frankie is a better helmsman than Jinbei, let's be honest. At least his showing so far is at least as impressive as Jinbei's showing, as like a helmsman of a crew, which wasn't a position until Jinbei was being considered as a member of the crew. Let's just be honest here. Keel attachment. Rabbit. Screw propeller. So it pushes him ahead. And this fucking shark has a torpedo in its mouth. So it shoots out a torpedo at the ship as the ship is escaping. Boom! Kya! What was that? The Sunny is toppling over. Oh crap, we're capsizing. Fuck. Been a while since something like that happened. Jesus. Robin-chan, Nabi Swan! So Sanji's gonna try to rescue those guys. Jinbei kind of catches wind of what happens. So is the crew about to get separated? Because this is what happened in Fishman Island. Everyone got scattered to the winds once the ship kind of capsized heading into Fishman Island, right? That's kind of fun. I can dig it. I can dig like a little, like, you know, a bit of like a couple different groups, you know, going off to do different things. So Jinbei, Honestly, Jinbei, Chopper, Bonnie, and Luffy sounds like a really fun, like, group dynamic. I'm actually, if they end up kind of like going off and doing like their own thing for a while, that would be really fun. Because that would give like Jinbei much needed spotlight. It would give Chopper some much needed spotlight. It would give Bonnie some much needed spotlight. It would be great. Like that would actually be awesome. I would love that. You got like a stern character, a fucking goofy character in Chopper and Luffy and Bonnie, like, you know, so Jinbei can play the straight man. That would actually be awesome. I would love to see that. Luffy, Chopper, don't worry, I'm here. That noise, it sounded like an explosion. Hang on, you three, we're heading up. And he's still got the fucking shark on his back. Huff! Oh my, what a tremendous current. Steering a ship in this is next to impossible. So the shark's about to fire on Jinbei. A cannon? Everyone, hold your breath. We're going to dive. Cough. Hoof. 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 So they all, like, exhale. They catch their breath as quickly as they can, because they're all devil fruit users. Makes sense that they'd be useless in a situation like this. Here we go. Boom. So Jinbei descends. So Jinbei already kind of, like, doing, like, okay. So I'm liking what Oda's doing here. He's showing that Jinbei obviously has utility in situations like this. Clearly, Jinbei got fucked up, though. Like, he's running away. But I think it did kind of hit him. I think it did kind of hit him a bit. Because it looks like he's coughing up blood or, like, wincing, you know? But I like that Jinbei is proving his worth as, like, a crewmate already. And it looks like we're about to get some Frankie action. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, my dude. Hell yeah. So the waves are too strong. We can't get back up. Holy shit, this is Kino. Okay, so the ship is upside down. This is real adventure piece, guys. I'm actually legitimately really excited. Fuck yeah. So these guys are all fucked up because they're falling, like, the ship is upside down. It's capsized. They're falling into the sea. The shark is fucking their shit up. This is classic, like, this reminds me of, like, the beginning of Skypiea when, what we now know to be Wiper showed up and, like, kicked Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro's ass in, like, no time flat, and it was Gonfall that came in and saved their asses. Like, it was, you know, later on we find out, like, okay, like, Wiper's really strong. He's, like, a Luffy level of strength, or, like, Luffy before his Gear's level of strength, right? Like, Wiper's a tough cookie, right? But, like, what was cool is that, like, at the time we were like, oh, fuck. Like, all the strongest people are getting absolutely blown out by, like, someone who would later be recontextualized to be, like, not as strong as, like, you know, our main, like, the big three, you know, like Luffy, Zoro, Sanji. So this is actually cool, like, in that it's cool to see, like, a environmental hazard get the better of our crew like this. We haven't seen that in a really long time, or, like, a thing that's, like, guarding the islands that kind of, it has, like, a funny design, but it's clearly very dangerous. It just fucked up Jinbei, basically fucked up the entire crew, and now we got fucking Frankie, my man, showing the fuck up. I think this is Frankie, right? Vega Force, or it's just a fucking unknown figure, like an unknown knight, Vega Force. I thought it was Frankie for a second. It looks like it could be Frankie. It looks like it, like, this looks like it could be Frankie. It's got, like, the same body type as Frankie. Maybe it's, like, Frankie's bro. Maybe it's Frankie's Aniki. And, Frankie and him are about to, like, dab it up and be like, yo, bro, it's been forever, man. And they're gonna, like, they're gonna bro out. Because, like, literally, Frankie looks just like this now. I also realized, so I recently watched Cyberpunk Edge Runners, the new Netflix show that kind of takes place. It's like an anime. Really good, by the way. I highly recommend it. Even if you haven't played the game. I haven't played the game. I actually downloaded the game because I like the show so much, and because I heard the game has recently gotten some updates that really make it like a high-quality experience now. I'm actually considering streaming that this weekend. I was thinking of going... I want to get back to Steel Rising, and I want to get back to Solar Ash. But I think I might do a Cyberpunk stream on, like, Saturday or something. So stay tuned for that, guys. That should be fun. Anyway, so this guy shows up, looks like Frankie, but with, like, a Mega Man helmet, and starts beating the fuck out of this shark. He's got Vega Force on his shirt. He's got a star. He's number 12. So that makes me think, is Frankie part of the Vega Force? Are we about to get, like, a Frankie arc? That'd be fucking sick. Everyone is fucked up. Everyone, like, you know, we got Nami, Zoro, Brook. Everyone is absolutely fucked. Sanji can run around underwater, so I feel like he should be able to do something here. A nearby island, G14 naval base. Be good, boys and girls. Be good, boys and girls now. I feel like that's not right. Be good, boys and girls now. It's medicine time. So Navy HQ Captain Tashigi. So, okay, this is awesome. We're seeing Tashigi and Smoker again, as I knew we would. I was having a fucking discussion with some people in the Talking Pirates Discord the other day, and they were saying some shit like, some absolute horseshit, like, oh, we're not getting Smoker and Tashigi, they're out of the story. They're not going to be relevant ever again. And I'm like, y'all are tripping fucking balls if you think, like, Tashigi and Smoker, who are, like, literally the most important Marine characters, besides Kobe, aren't going to be important for the rest of the story. Like, you're absolutely, like, fucking, like, fooling yourself. It's those people who have gone too far into the, like, Oda hate train, like, the Oda, like, you know, the, like, it's people who are so doomer-pilled by, like, the fact that they didn't like Wano, or, like, they didn't like a couple of arcs, that, like, now they're just like, oh, Oda's just gonna fumble the bag in every possible way, and he's not gonna do any character justice. Now, I'm not even saying that Tashigi will get, like, a satisfying arc. I expect her to. I expect Smoker to also, you know, get some interesting stuff to do before the story ends. I expect he'll play a big part in uprooting the system and kind of creating a better system out of its ashes. I expect both of them to play a big part in that. But, like, the fact that some people were like, oh, those guys are completely irrelevant, they're never coming back, about Tashigi and Smoker, literally, like, the most important and, like, well-fleshed out, like, Marine characters in the series that, like, we have the most sympathy for and like the most. Like, come on, y'all. Come on. You're fucking tripping. You're fucking fooling yourself, you know? Like, have a little faith, you know? Have a little faith in Goda. Come on. Come on. I know he can be a bit of a hack sometimes, but, like, Oda's a better writer than that, and you know it. So, yeah, like, obviously, we were gonna get Tashigi. I'm sure we'll see Smoker in a second as well. So, okay, these are the kids from Punk Hazard. And they're at the G14 base, which apparently is nearby where we are right now. I'm only drinking this because Tashigi-san said so. So these guys are still giant because Big Mom was paying... Now we know the context for why they are giant. It's that Caesar was being commissioned by Big Mom to basically do experiments to, like, basically make normal-sized people turn into giant people so she could have a big, like, party where everyone could see eye to eye. Like, she wanted everyone to be as big as her because she's literally autistic and misinterpreted a dream that Mother Carmel pretended to have about wanting people to be equal and see eye to eye with one another. So... crazy how this comes around. It makes me have so much more appreciation for, like, this particular element of Punk Hazard. Before it was just like, oh, they're just doing giant experiments, but now it's like, no, like, there was a reason for why these kids were being experimented on and why they were given candy specifically. It ties into Big Mom as a whole and, like, her whole shtick, you know? So it's really cool. Really cool to see these guys again. It's awesome to see this getting a follow-up, actually. I'm only drinking this because Tashigi-san said so. It's yucky, blurg. So all the kids are being pieces of shit. We've all shrunk quite a lot, haven't we? Have you? I mean, you still look pretty big to me, but okay. Absolutely, I hardly recognize you, Mocha. Mocha, you're the same size as you were before. I don't know what... Tashigi is lying. Tashigi's trying to make you feel better. Which is fair. They are just children. And I like the G5 Marines. Like, they are kind of like rowdy fuckers. I appreciate them. They were in elements of the what's it called? Punk Hazard arc, which isn't... Punk Hazard is probably, like, overall, holistically, like, my least favorite arc in the series. But I did like certain elements about it, including, like, the G5 Marines being kind of like a bunch of, like, fuck-ups. And Smoker being, like, the captain of all the fuck-ups. I love that. I also love how they simp for Tashigi. That was cute. Tashigi, have you got a sec? G14 Commander, Vice Admiral Dahl. Ooh. God damn, we got a goth GF up in here. Jesus Christ. She looks good. Yeah, okay. It's the pest It's that pest Helmeppo. So what's Helmeppo doing here? That's interesting. It's that pest Helmeppo. Can't you do something about him? You know I can't. His best friend's life is on the line. And I'm worried about Captain Kobe, too. He's our junior as a Marine, after all. Oh, so these are all members of Sword. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Except maybe not Doll, because there's no member of Sword being under Doll's title card. But who knows? The fact that Doll is kind of like here facilitating this meeting might mean that these guys are all part of Sword. Okay, so we got Helmeppo weeping like a bitch, but it's understandable. Helmeppo's, he's a funny boy. He's a funny boy. Please, you have to listen. I'm begging you. We're all on the same side, right? I second this, you hear? Navy HQ Commander Sword Hibari. So another member of Sword, a little girl with headphones. Looks like Uta from the fucking Film Red movies. So I want her to immediately die. Because that fucking... Have you guys... I'm sure you guys have heard it, but that fucking, like... Bing Sake cover by the actress who does the voice of Uta. Oh, God. Just, like... Look, I'm sure she's a talented, singer, but... God damn, was that not it? Was that not... That was not it, man. That was a fucking miss. So she's like, she's like, okay. She's a commander, he's a lieutenant commander. God, so she's outranking this dude? She's outranking Helmeppo? She must be capable in some way, or maybe not. I second this, you hear? I owe Kobe senpai. Okay, so we got these boys crying. Interesting, okay. You have to come with us to Pirate Island, Prince. Please, Prince, we need you. So there's some other members of Sword here, which is interesting. It's interesting to see, like, what Sword is. Because we've been speculating about, like Sword is obviously, like, a secret faction within the Marines. That seems to clearly be made up of, like, people of, like, good... Like, the people in the Marines that we know to be, like, generally, like, good moral, like, arbiters of morality. Like, people who are not, like, absolute justice heads like fucking Sakazuki, but rather kind of more aligned with sort of, like, Garp's idea of justice or Smoker's idea of justice. And that, like, there's, like, a, it's your own personal justice that you have to follow. As opposed to, like, an absolute justice where, like, all people who defy us must be crushed. Like, they took the, it's generally like the Aokiji type of vibe where, like, it's like if you have, like, like, you can take a more nuanced approach to situations like this as opposed to just being, like, someone who is, like, kill all those who oppose us, being like a true fascist dickhead, So it is interesting to see some more people associated with Sword. I am curious to see where this goes. Please, Prince, we need you. Pirate Island, that's Emperor Blackbeard's home turf. So we got Navy HQ Rear Admiral Sword, Prince Groose. He's got a big fucking baseball cap. We got a fucking beardo boy. We got a fat guy with an afro. Some cutie with a fucking sun hat and a sword or a fucking pole or something. I don't know. We'll be swarmed by pirates if we stick our noses into that beehive. I like that they call it beehive. Like, beehive is I know it's called full of, like, it's kind of like a weird thing with the translation, right? Because originally it was called beehive and it looked like a skull with a bunch of holes in it. It, like, kind of made it look like a beehive, which was cool. Because it reminded me of Tortuga from Pirates of the Caribbean, which is, like, the coolest place in Pirates of the Caribbean. It's basically, like, a wretched hive of, like, scum and villainy where people are just doing, like, depraved shit. Because it's like, it's a lawless island. And the fact that there's, like, a king of the lawless island, which is, like, the fucking most, backstabby, true to the pirate, the act, like, true to the reality of what we know pirates to be in the setting, Blackbeard, it was always awesome. And I didn't like when they changed it to Full-O-Lead because, like, that name just it does not roll off the tongue. Full-O-Lead sounds bad. Like, it just does. Like, I never liked that change in name. I'm sure they did it because it's more accurate or whatever. But, like, I'm sure the reason they called it Beehive in the first place was because it was a double entendre, like a pun or something. Like, there's a kanji reading and, like, there's two ways to read Japanese. I'm not, like, a Japanese expert. I don't even know how to read it. But, like, I know enough to know that you read from top down, like the letters from top down, and then also from, I think, left to right, I believe. So the fact that, like, I think the kanji reading would be Beehive makes me want to be like, just fucking call it Beehive, right? Like, I know, like, technically you're supposed to read the katakana, I think is what it's called, first, which is left to right. Like, that's the standard way to, read sentences and read, like, text in Japanese. But obviously Oda does a lot of, double entendres where he'll have, the katakana say one thing, and then, like, and this happens with, like, Zoro's attacks a lot, where he'll have, like, the attack kind of be a name of an animal in katakana, but then be the name of, like, a food in kanji. It's got a double meaning. It's cool. It's one of the cool things about the Japanese language, but it also makes it hard to, like, directly translate it into English because there are these puns that only make sense in Japanese. So it's interesting. It's an interesting localization challenge for these scanlators and also the official translation. But anyway, we'll be swarmed by pirates if we stick our noses into that beehive. That's why it's called Hachinosu. Interesting. Helmeppo looks so pathetic, man. I love it. Oh, wait, have we seen this dude? Wait, wasn't this dude the fucking... This guy looks just like that fucking samurai who got fucked up by Hyoguro in Wano, like during the raid. Like, literally the same design. What the fuck? Strange. Okay. Egghead's so close to us. Why can't we deploy a Seraphim? That's a fair question. That is a fair question. So Egghead being so close makes me think that, like, we're really... Like, we're on our way to the Vegapunk Island. It just sounds like it. Are you crazy? Both of you calm down. At the moment, we can't get a hold of Drake either. Yeah, so what happened to Drake? That's what I've been wondering. Like, we know that Hawkins died at the end of... I mean, it like, obviously Oda could go back on a death at any time, right? So, but it seemed very likely, based on his own prediction and the fact that he fucking, slumps over bleeding at the end of the arc and says, like, I was the one who had no chance of surviving this. Like, his prediction about someone not making it out alive was about himself. And he was literally bleeding out after getting his arm cut off and, like, getting fucking sliced in the head by Killer, right? So, but Drake was just lying on the floor when that happened. So we don't know what happened to Drake. It seems, I would be very surprised if, like, the whole Wano arc, I was expecting Drake to do something, and he never did anything, and I was really upset about that, and I still am. I still think that's, like, having Drake and Apu not step up and do something cool, like fight against CP0, was the biggest mistake Oda made in Wano, period. Like, that is not doing service to characters who need, like, screen time and stuff to do. Like, now what is up? Like, Drake clearly has relation to people who are important in the story, so he might get more to do. What the fuck is Apu gonna do? Like, join Cross Guild and get, like, be like, Crocodile's bitch boy, That's not that interesting. Like, I expect more from the Supernova. I expect more from the worst generation, Like, the fact that Kid, Killer, even Hawkins, I would say, and, like, Beige, all got, like, more stuff to do. Like, they had, like, a more complete arc, And Law as well. Like, whether you like him or hate him, like, he did really have, like, a complete and I would say satisfying arc. It's a bit, like, it is a bit, like, Flanderizing of him a little bit. I do get what people say about that. He is kind of like, a fan favorite character, so he gets a lot of, he gets a lot of attention compared to the other Supernova, where I feel like, take away some of the Law panels and give them to Drake and Apu, man. Give them a chance to shine. Like, it is a bummer that they just got BTFO'd by CP0 and couldn't even, like, take out one of them. It had to be Izo who took out one of them instead. Where Izo, in my opinion, is, like, way less important of a character comparatively to, like, I need Drake and Apu to do something. I don't need like, because they are comparable to, like, they are been highlighted as movers and shakers in the world and are being compared to people like Law, like, you know, Killer, like fucking you know, like Beige. You know, Beige is the standard. Like people people like the other Supernova should have as many cool moments as Beige does, in my opinion, or should have like a complete like arc like Beige does, in my opinion. But now we're seeing like a bunch of them get shafted. So I'm excited to see Bonnie come back. I definitely want to see what she's gonna do. I'm excited to see that she's kind of being paired up with some of the Straw Hats, but not all of them, because that gives us like a fun dynamic with some of the new Straw Hats as well, like Jinbei in particular. But I also want to see more from, you know, the guys who didn't get their time to shine in Wano, specifically Drake and Apu, because they got shafted. Like, Oda did them dirty. But we also need to see my boy Yarouge. Where's Yarouge, the Mad Monk, or Ma D Monk? The most important. Oda's just saving the best for last, man. Yarouge is going to come out of nowhere. He's going to fuck everyone, because we know that guy loves to fuck. We know that boy loves to fuck. That's the one thing we know about him. He beat Snacks. He fought Cracker, and he loves to fuck. And he pushed Kaido off of the Sky Islands, you know. Kaido was so afraid of fighting Yarouge that he tried to kill himself by suiciding himself off of a Sky Island, because he didn't want the smoke with Yarouge. That's how fucking base this boy is. I legitimately, I know Yarouge has been hyped to all hell, and it's like 90% memes. But I am legitimately excited, because the fact that he is the last Supernova, or the last Worst Generation member to, like, get a spotlight makes me think he's gonna do something important. And he fucking better. Oda. None of that Drake shit, none of that Apu shit for my boy Yarouge. You better give him his billing. You better give him top billing. He's getting his due, or else I'm coming for you, boy. I'm coming for you. Anyway, you have to come with us to Pirate Island. Okay, we read this part. So send to Seraphim. Are you crazy? Both of you calm down. So this guy, looking like that fucking weird samurai from Wano. At the moment, we can't get a hold of Drake either. We're in no position to act right now. Is that clear? God damn. Oh my god. Jesus Christ. Bonnie. Whew. I love her fucking eye ring. God, she's so hot. Oh, I love her lipstick. I love her fucking eyelashes. Oda makes her fucking so sexy. God damn it. Jesus Christ, every single time. He makes her, like, and I love that, you know, one thing I love about her, I haven't even read any of this yet. All I see is that, like, the first thing she's doing is, like, she's not afraid to fucking whip them out, you know, whip out the boys in front of a bunch of dudes. Because she, like, you know, we know she's a rowdy fucker herself. She doesn't give a fuck. She's not trying to be ladylike. She doesn't have, like, she's like Luffy. She doesn't have inhibitions. She doesn't care if, like, people see her, you know, like, well, in Luffy's case, like, Luffy didn't care when the people of Amazon Lily saw his cock and balls. So obviously, she isn't gonna care when people see her tits, you know? It's not a big deal to her, you know? She's all good for it. She doesn't give a fuck. Alright, Luffy's group. Okay, so they're clearly on an island or in a cave somewhere. How can you not know who I am? I'm part of the Worst Generation, just like you. We were both on Sabaody 2 years ago. Oh, you're part of it too? She doesn't even know who she is. That's pretty funny. Don't forget, we're enemies, and the name's Bonnie. Still, thanks for saving my bacon back there. Don't sweat it, bogey. It's so cold, so Luffy's fucking whipping his dick around. Classic Luffy. Obviously, you know, Chopper would if he had anything to show for it. It's so cold. Are you seriously an emperor? So she's sizing him up. That's pretty funny. Is Jinbei also butt naked? That'd be pretty funny. God, I love that she just does not give a fuck. Like, she's just, like, out and proud. That's already great characterization for her. I like Bonnie a lot. What's the deal with your wanted poster anyway? I thought your hair was white now. They made quite a stir about it in the papers, you know. Oh, that's just how I look when I'm totally free. So he makes like a Nika pose. Like he does this, like he makes the same pose he did when he was Nika and like does like the fucking strongman pose. I mean, he's looking pretty swole in this fucking weird low res picture of him. Chopper's still wearing his dumbass fucking Oars Jr. hat. Jinbei just being a stick in the mud in the back there. I do like that it's like a smaller group, though. I appreciate that a lot. I'm curious what this will lead to. Like, if these guys are going to have, like, an adventure on their own, that'd be kind of fun. Because I'd like to see Jinbei, like, interact with Luffy. And, like, Chopper needs, obviously, like, more screen time. Because he's gotten, like, not a lot in the past couple arcs. Even though he's been present for everything. Like, I'm not as down on Chopper in Wano as some other people are. But, to be fair, Chopper hasn't gotten, like, a real character moment in a while. Like, yes, he did have that moment where he punched Queen, and that was really cool. When he slapped Queen's ass, that was awesome. Look, a shirtless lady. Oh, ooga booga. Yeah, yes, Sour. Shirtless lady makes me pee pee. I think you understand what I'm saying. I do like how this is just characterizing Bonnie as just like similar to Luffy. Like, Luffy is not afraid to show his dick and balls in front of a bunch of ladies on Amazon Lily. Obviously, Bonnie is also similarly autistic, aka based, and is willing to just let it all hang out. So fuck yeah. Oh, that's just how I look when I'm totally free. Fuck you, Luffy. What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, aren't you worried about the rest of your crew? They'll figure it out. She literally doesn't give a fuck. Can't believe you got the Knight of the Sea with you, too. Since we're on the subject, what happened to your ship and crew? I came alone. God, she's so hot. Jesus Christ. Oh my god, Oda. Honestly, I think Bonnie might be, like, in my opinion, like, the character I find most attractive, but whatever, I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I came alone. That metal monster back there gobbled up my ship. That reminds me, I'm starving. Let's go find a restaurant. I'm hungry too. I feel like these guys are gonna get along. Like Luffy, she's met Zoro. I don't think she's ever met like Luffy face to face. So it'll actually be funny. They have like a very similar personalities. I feel like they're gonna get along well. Let's go find a restaurant. I'm hungry too. Ooh, do you have any money on you? Dude, do you have any money on you, Luffy? You boneheads don't have a clue, do you? You're not gonna find any food joints here. This is a government island. Do I have to spell everything out? Oh, shit. We're on Egghead. Oh, fuck. We're already there. Shit, okay. I thought we were, like, on an island, like, off of Egghead. Jesus Christ. The island that's said to be 500 years in the future. Dr. Vegapunk's research lab is based here. Vegapunk? I know that name. Vegapunk's the reason I'm here. We've got business. So it looks like Bonnie has business with Vegapunk. This is actually pretty funny. This is interesting. So I like that there's this giant fucking weird Pac-Man with a fucking Saturn ring around it. That's already like an interesting design. I'm digging that. And it makes me think, is the rest of the crew going to be going somewhere else, or are they going to be coming around? Dr. Vegapunk's research lab is based here. Vegapunk, I know that name. So it's like a jungle, but then there's a research lab. Honestly, this reminds me of, like, The Incredibles. Like, I don't know if you guys remember The Incredibles, but, like, in that movie, there's a scene where, like, basically there's an island where they test out, like, various, like, dangerous robots and, like, basically, like kind of, like, weapons that they're developing, and they're having, like, superheroes come to this fucking jungle island where their like, fucking futuristic lab is based out of. And it's like, it's not only, like, it's a good island to, like, hide their, you know, various, like, you know, underhanded dealings, but it's also cool that there's this, like, lab built into this, like, almost, like, prehistoric environments. Like, this kind of, like, yeah, with, like, a lot of, like, natural wildlife. They kind of, like, camouflage, like, robots into the natural wildlife. It's a cool aesthetic. And I kind of like that they're repurposing that sort of aesthetic. Like, Oda's doing his own interpretation of that. That's pretty cool. Like, from a first glance, this is neat. Oh, shit. So this guy's a big boy. I thought this was Frankie. I straight up thought this was Frankie for a minute. So the fact that it's just, like, a giant robot with the same build as Frankie is pretty cool. Jesus, this guy's way bigger than I expected. So Frankie's freaking out. Nami looking wet and sweaty. Zoro also looking wet and sweaty. Giant robot! And fucking this guy. What's his... Wait, where is he right now? This motherfucker. What's this guy's name again? Karibu. Where's Karibu right now? I have no fucking idea. Alright, so we got Robin. God, this won't do it all. It's another failure. I wonder why, though. Perhaps overriding primal desires is simply impossible. Somebody's coming out, so there's someone piloting this fucking mech. How utterly vexing. So it looks like a cute girl. Thanks for saving us. Whoever you are. So Frankie thanks them. I ordered the mecha shark to scout, report, and fire. But if it keeps trying to eat ships, there won't be anything left to salvage. I must have bungled the programming. Is this Vegapunk? Is this fucking Vegapunk? No way. No, Punk 2. Punk number 2. God, she's hot as fuck, though. I like her haircut. She's got the cool, like, you know, looks like pilot outfit with, like, the cool, like, pilot jacket and pilot helmet. God, she looks great. Who is this? Who is this chick? Forgive me, but did you just say I saved you? Oh, you naive pirates. I work for the government, despite my mediocrity. They like to call me their scientific genius. You can call me Dr. Vegapunk. What? So, okay. Oh, wow. So this is the first time we get to meet Vegapunk. Holy fuck, man. Oh, man. Vegapunk is hot as fuck. God damn. So this is interesting. I remember a lot of people... I'm so sad that Vegapunk isn't some fucking weirdo. I mean, hey, maybe there is a little weirdo piloting this hot, sexy lady. You never know. We already have a hot, sexy lady pirating a cool robo. So you never know. You never know. That, I mean, they did it in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, having like a fucking weirdo piloting, you know, the main villain, basically. So you never know what could happen. I know a lot of people suspected Vegapunk would be like a girl. I know a lot of other people suspected he would be like, or he or she would be like a little kid, essentially. Yo, that would be such a sick bait and twist. That would be fun. That would be fun if it was like a little weirdo piloting this hot, sexy lady. God damn, though. Jesus Christ, Oda. The side boob. Oh my god. What are you doing to me, my man? Alright. God damn it. Ah, fuck. Too many hot ladies in this chapter for my taste. For my pee-pee. Anyway, forgive me, but did you just say I saved you? Oh, you naive pirates. I work for the government despite my mediocrity. They like to call me their scientific genius. So first impressions of this is like, I'm glad it's not like a fucking old man. Because a lot of people were doing the Rick Sanchez meme with Vegapunk, and that was like, that would have been fucking cringe. I'm hoping that there's a pickle piloting this hot lady. That would be pretty fun. No, that would be fucking stupid. But I like, first impressions of getting to actually meet Vegapunk. One, I'm glad we're finally meeting her. About damn time. Two, she looks fucking great. Three, I feel like there's a twist coming, because I feel like if it's just, oh, the twist is that Vegapunk's a hot lady, that's not super interesting. Like, Vegapunk, I feel like there's got to be more to it than that, right? Like, this is our first introduction to the character. I feel like there must be more to come. But mostly what I'm interested in is Frankie kind of taking the helm here and being the one to sort of speak up on the crew's behalf, because we know that Frankie spent like his time skip studying Vegapunk's like early research. So I'm obviously curious to learn more. I'm also like, I was also hoping Vegapunk would be a little bit more of a weird fucking freak, but I'm not like, having the twist be that Vegapunk is a hot lady isn't a terrible twist. It's a little generic, but I'm open to it. I'm open to it. Hopefully there's a twist on top of this twist. I would be very surprised if there wasn't. Although right now, I have no reason to believe that there will be. It feels like Vegapunk is kind of like a tricky character. Also, Vegapunk seems like the type of person who could like put their mind in different bodies, like almost like Orochimaru from Naruto, right? So, but like with science instead of with fucking ninja magic. So I feel like some interesting stuff can come from this, but this is a really interesting way to start the arc. You know, like the fact that we got reintroduced to like Tashigi and Helmeppo feels like they might be involved in some way. Like we got some real deal adventure piece early on in the chapter with the fucking shark, and I like that like we have like a small group with Luffy, Bonnie, and you know, Chopper landing on the island, because like specifically Jinbei and Chopper need like, you know, time to develop. They need like focus. In order to like really feel like crew members, you know? So I'm glad that Jinbei will hopefully get a little bit of a spotlight with like, you know, as like a companion to Luffy in this whatever arc we're about to step into. The island itself looks really cool. I'm liking the aesthetic of it. I like that the rest of the crew meets Vegapunk, and it makes me wonder like what the fuck, like I imagine Vegapunk isn't like a strong fighter, but, like, I imagine Vegapunk could also, like, shoot out, like, some sort of EMP or something. Or, like, summon, you know, fucking Seraphim to her side. Or use, like, a laser beam to, like, literally blow these guys up. Like, she could be a cyborg. Vegapunk could be, like, a fucking, you know, mech herself. Like, a fucking cyborg herself. I would actually be very surprised if, like, Vegapunk is just flesh and blood entirely. Because, like, if you're assigned to, like, just like Frankie... Like, if you're a scientist, and Queen, if you're a scientist who is willing to, like, modify other people's bodies, why wouldn't you do it to your own? You know, it just seems like that's, like, the most, like, yeah. So it seems like maybe Vegapunk might be a little bit older, and, like, this is, like, they made themselves look young with technology. There's a lot that can come from this. Like, there's a lot of things to speculate on. I don't think it's as simple as she's just a hot lady. Like... That would be a really boring, like, twist, you know? Like a really it feels like a really surface level twist. Obviously, that could just be it. Like, oh, she was just like a gearhead as a kid, and she just really liked fucking making shit and making fucking cyborgs as a child. And Frankie figured out how to, like, make himself, you know, a better cyborg by studying her research. But, like, Frankie clearly, like, looks up to this person. And we have been, like, Vegapunk has been built up to such a degree. I do expect there to be a further twist. Like, Vegapunk is, like, a robot that's maybe being piloted from somewhere else. Like, in Jujutsu Kaisen, there's that, like, weird guy that's being piloted by, like, a guy in, like a fucking sickly man in a bathtub. You know? Like, there's a lot of things that Oda can do here. If it's just simply that, like, hot girl is... the Vegapunk we've always heard of. That, like, there's also you also have to look at the it's what? PUN02. Like, that makes me think that this is, like, a body that's being controlled. There's also a fucking antenna sticking out of the side of the head. This feels like a body that's being controlled remotely by someone who can't move around as freely as they'd want to. That's just how that's, like, first impressions is, like, that's what I think we're getting here. I don't think this is as straightforward as it seems. I think this is probably some sort of, like, fucking... you know, body double that's being piloted and can probably kick the ass of, like, everyone in the crew by themselves, you know, or something like that. Because it's literally, like, a fucking, you know, this is going to be, like, a Nier Automata mech that can, like, fuck people up remotely or some shit. Sour Lemon says, I want the Hunchback of Notre Dame with a lisp. There you go. You know, hey, if it does it for you. No, I mean, for me, I just want a twist, man. Like, I don't want Vegapunk to, like, it's, like, right now we're seeing a version of Vegapunk that's able to move freely and make a lot of their own decisions. To me, the thing about Vegapunk has always seemed like, Vegapunk seemed like a character who had good intentions, but just got, like, in too deep with the world government, because they were so talented that the world government's basically like, we're conscripting you to work for us, or you will, you know, we'll wipe out your hometown, or, like, we'll kill everyone you care about. Like, it seems like I want to learn more about the tragedy of Vegapunk, and, like, you know, like, all the stuff surrounding that. Like, I feel like if Vegapunk is just, like, a happy-go-lucky chick who's just like, I'm just a gearhead who likes building shit, and, like, you guys are just pirates. I don't like you guys. Like, it's just like, that's going to be really surface level, and I'm not going to fuck with that at all. Like, I expect there to be more, because, like, Oda's had, like, years, like, a decade to build this character. I'm excited to see where it's going. But, like, I do think just the fact that there's a number on the fucking suit, there's a fucking antenna coming out of her ear, like she's like a fucking young, you know, sexy lady who looks like she, you know, is about to threaten a fucking Yonko crew, like one-on-one, basically. You know, it's, to me, it seems like this is too straightforward. I think we're gonna get some more stuff here. We're gonna find out more. I suspect that there is some, Vegapunk is actually somewhere else piloting this this sexy lady that we see before us. I want her to have a bum leg and large protruding head tumor. Yes. I want her to look like that weird fuck from Invincible who, like, transferred his fucking ugly, you know, baby body into, like, a hot, sexy young body. That's what that would be a good twist. Like, that was a good twist in Invincible, that, like, the robot guy was actually not a robot, but was actually, like, a weird, fucked up baby man. Like, you know, who could, like, basically living in a fucking tube, and then, like, transferred his body over to, like, a sexy young vessel, basically. Like, that's what I want to see. Or something along those lines. I want to see the tragedy of Vegapunk and the fact that they are, like, basically, they cannot move freely as they would like to, and they cannot use their inventions for the good of mankind as they had hoped to, because they are stuck serving an oppressive regime. To me, Vegapunk always seemed like a character that had potential to be sympathetic. Specifically because of the way Vegapunk reprimanded Caesar for being like a fucking warmongering, you know, weirdo who, you know, was creating like weapons for the sole purpose of, like, you know, just fucking over anyone he wants, right? Like, Vegapunk was not okay with that then. There are reasons to believe, and the fact that Vegapunk allowed for Kuma to like operate as he pleased for so long, and specifically, you know, Kuma directly gave Vegapunk a request to program into his, like, data to, like, protect the Straw Hat ship, protect the Sunny for 2 years. Like, that was something that Vegapunk allowed Kuma to do, and, like, programmed into Kuma upon Kuma's requests. Like, the fact that we got, like, all this stuff around Vegapunk makes me think that suggests that Vegapunk is, like, a good person at heart. And I'm very curious to, like, learn more about, like, what this means. I don't think it's as straightforward as what we're getting here. I think anyone who says that it is kind of, like, look, I get it. Sometimes it's easier to err on the side of, you know, straightforwardness. But hey, as I learned last week, Oda sometimes has shit waiting in the wings. Sometimes, even if Luffy says his dream over and over and over again for the entire series, sometimes he might still have another dream we never hear about until chapter 1000. It's just a fact. Oda sometimes has other things he's been planning for a while. I suspect this is also the fact that he's had so long to plan Vegapunk. If it's as simple as, oh, I'm just a hot young thing, like, that would be boring. Vegapunk's at least got to be a cyborg. Probably swapped the body into, like, a younger, sexier body, or at very least is controlling this body remotely in some way, shape, or form. I'd be very surprised if it wasn't one of those things. Or maybe something more interesting, because Oda likes to surprise us with cool shit sometimes. Sarah says, Oda has made so many sexy ladies, it's easy to believe he made another one. That's fair. I suspect this is more, there's more going on here. That's what I suspect. I could be wrong, and if I am, I'll eat my words. And but I'm predicting some Goda here. I'm predicting that he's got more up his sleeve than just hot young thing. But anyway, guys, fun chapter. It's exciting to get into, like, a new arc proper, as opposed to just the in-between arc stuff. Whew! God damn, brother. Giving us so much Bonnie skin. Jesus Christ. Holy fuck. Also, the fucking goth GF. So many hotties in this chapter. Absolute banger in that way. And as in, I want to bang her. But anyway, yeah. So, good chapter overall. A lot of fun. Excited for the next one. Are we on break next week? Let me check. Forgot to check on that. Break next week. Yes, as expected. No chapter next week, so I'll hopefully be streaming twice next week. At very least, I'll be streaming Cyberpunk this weekend because I'm high off of the off of Edge Runners, which was sick. Highly recommended to you guys. Might make a video on it. We'll see. But definitely going to be streaming Cyberpunk, or at very least uploading my, part of my playthrough to YouTube, depending on how the stream goes. My current gaming rig had a tough time with Elden Ring. I suspect it'll have an even tougher time with Cyberpunk, so we'll just have to see how it goes. But stay tuned for that. We're going to be doing some Cyberpunk shit this weekend in honor of how good the show was. So it should be a lot of fun. And then we'll be back to what's it called next week. We'll be back to the game I've been playing that you guys know. It's on the fucking channel, Steel Rising. French Revolution Souls, aka Nier Automata Souls. We'll be back to that next week. It'll be a lot of fun. Sarlema says those of the 6-digit variety. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Maybe I'll go find some One Piece funny numbers. Ah, I see what you're saying. There you go. Maybe you will. Maybe you will. Anyway, guys, have yourselves a fine weekend, and I will see you for the next chapter or this weekend for my stream. So have a good one, and I will see you next time.